chips in a jar, my guitar.
All right, do we have audio now? Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I think the audio might be good now. I don't know what was going on with that. Couldn't hear myself. Let's see here. Just trying to wait for it to come through here. In the meantime, I'm kind of liking this setup. We swept the low here. Market structure shift back to the upside. So we're kind of looking for some sort of entry offered. All right, audio is good there. How's everybody doing this morning? Okay, let's see here. So basically we swept the low here, which is what we wanted to see. Swept the overnight low. And we're just looking for a market structure shift back to the upside or some sort of order block that we could. I mean, there is a small order block here that we potentially could take our entry off of. It is kind of holding it. But you can see it's not quite 3 a.m., so not quite in our window there that we're looking for. So think that we are going to be taking, well, depending upon the risk to reward, the left side's going to be top step, right side's going to be apex. So we may take a 2 contract entry on both, and you know, kind of targeting this swing high here at the 207 level. So a potential, you know, 35, 40 handle move up, potentially trying to let one run to the high a day there, or the overnight high if possible. Let's move this one up so you can see it a little better. So kind of holding the bottom of this order block. I mean, really it's kind of traded through it. I was considering getting long when this traded back into this order block right here. I was like, man, I really want to just take this entry, but because it wasn't quite 3 a.m. yet, I didn't pull the trigger on it. Kind of just been trending down here since open. So what do we open up at? That we opened up at the high, 15,229. So I mean, we've sold off down to 157 overnight here. Kind of had a bounce at around 10 p.m. looks like, and went back above the 200s, and then we retraced it. So definitely looking good here for this silver bullet setup here. Just waiting to see if we can potentially get an entry. 3-minute chart here on the left, 1-minute chart on the right. We'll be looking for longs here. We'll be definitely looking for longs. Potential trade back into the bullish order block all the way down here at the bottom. So if we get a kind of a pullback into this level here, into this 160 level, may just go ahead and make my entry there. Let's just kind of see what happens here. On the 3-minute chart, you can see this order block here. So we have displacement with an order block. So we want to see it trade out of this area and then come back into this order block for our potential move up. So see what happens there. We missed this yesterday at the London Open. This happened right at open. This entry did. I sat here and watched it for 45 minutes just go to the moon, thinking that I was waiting on the setup, and I really missed the order block entry. So won't be doing that tonight. If it does go without us or something, we are going to just we'll just jump in. Probably not great for the risk to reward, but that's what we're going to do. All right. Let's just see what happens here. Thinking 2 contracts, like I said, potentially letting one ride there. So probably target, you know, like I said, ultimately this swing high here. All right, 3 minutes till open here. So it's kind of trading out of this order block area, which is what we want to see. And then we want to see a pullback into the order block. Or if it creates a fair value gap, we can take the fair value gap entry, but I'd rather take an entry on this order block here, I think. Yeah. All right, coming up on 3 o'clock here. Got about a minute and a half. See what we get. Like to get a 3 o'clock, maybe get a pullback into this order block, and then we'll take our long entry. So let's kind of see what happens here. Like I said, I really was considering going ahead and taking the entry, but didn't do it. Just because of the time. Kind of had this order block over here, right here. I was like, that's kind of held it. Traded through it a little bit, but all right, coming up on 3 o'clock here, trading back into this order block. So we may go ahead and take our entry here. All right, I'm going to be long 2. We're going to put our stop just below the order block here. So risking, yeah, about $400 on each account here. Very similar risk to what we had last night. Let's go ahead and put our take profit up at the swing high there. Let's see what happens. Trying to give ourselves 2 different entries here, if possible. If we're wrong, but so I don't want to see the bodies of the candles trade more than 50% into this order block. So really want to see it hold that 68 level there. Might get stopped out right away here, but let's hope not. Might have jumped the gun on the entry there a little bit, to be honest. I could be entering here now. But let's see if it holds this order block. Want to see the bodies of the candles respect this 50% level. Kind of where I got my mouse there. Well, might get stopped here first thing. Let's see here.
Stop field.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Oh well. Might have jumped the gun on that. might have jumped the gun on that one. So it could be trading back into this order block. I really didn't. I did say that, but I don't think I was really considering it. It could just be coming down to go lower before going higher. So that's okay. Let's wait for our next entry. Like I said, I kind of was using this order block that was before 3 a.m. So probably jumped the gun on that entry a bit. Okay. Well, let's just give it a minute here and see what happens. Taking out the low there. And like I said, I'm not super familiar with how, with using order blocks, but I certainly took I mean, this was a bad entry, either way you look at it, because we're outside the order block. If I was going to take an entry there, it should be at 67 with much less risk, 67 to 64. So we took this low, kind of bouncing out of there, see if we can get some displacement. I also want to check my drawdown. All right, we got $1,400 in drawdown on Apex after that loser. So let's just be patient here and wait. I was kind of not all that patient on that entry. Felt like that was just going to go. And it probably still will, but I just want to put my stop that far down. No telling, it could go lower and lower and lower. You never know. Good news is, kind of the lower it goes, the more space there is between our entry and this swing high up here. So get that loser back plus some, possibly. That'll kind of be the goal here. Give myself one more swing at it this morning. All right, kind of getting a little bounce off the bottom there. Good morning, Nutty. How you doing today? I'm not starting off great. See, I jumped the gun on this entry. Lost a little bit there. But we are getting the displacement that we're looking for here now. I just jumped the gun there. It happens, I suppose. Boom. All right, let's see if this leaves this gap, or if we get a little pullback and leave us a order block before heading higher. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I jumped the gun on that entry. Kind of sucks, but it's just $369, $371 on the other one, so it's not the end of the world. Oh, you took the same trade? Alive and alert. Yeah. I misread this one. I was using this order block here, and I wasn't patient enough to let it trade back into it. Had I waited, then I would have had only a 2 or 3 handle stop. Much less risk. But I didn't want to miss it, so I was like, oh, let's just jump in here. Stopped out. Still looking for longs here. I think that since we swept the low here, we're going to move up, but just looking for some displacement back to the upside. Still selling off here. Just sit here and watch. Wait, see what we get. That's all you can do. Continuing to sail down here. ES doing the same thing, selling off down to the 4409. Let's look and see what we got on the ES here for today. So this got 43.85 as major support on the ES there. Really want to hold this 4408 level potentially. So this is kind of a bounce area. This 4408 level where the ES is. So maybe a nice area for a bounce here on the NAS as well. Nutty, did you, I don't know if you follow Patrick or ICT on Twitter. They've been having a back and forth feud all day yesterday. I really don't understand it. It's kind of childish, to be honest. Of course, Patrick's calling ICT out for not trading live, and then ICT saying, "Oh, are you still trading in a sim?" You know, they're just kind of taking jabs at each other. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, how old are we? Are we 10 years old? So I like both of them. I started out like I've been watching Patrick for a long time. I've been watching Patrick for probably 5 years, but just found ICT maybe I don't know 4 or 5 months ago. But it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, it is good entertainment. You're right there, but it's like, come on, people. My Twitter feed's just blowing up. Had to turn the notifications off. Not that there's anybody important on Twitter that I need to hear from, to be honest. I do follow Rogue. I don't know if you're familiar with Rogue, but he used to do call outs on Twitter, but he started his own Discord. He's charging like $240 a month for his Discord. So we're not paying that. I was fine listening to the free call outs, but $240 I'll have to pass. All right, we're kind of getting some movement back to the upside here. Let's see what happens here. There we go. We got some displacement here. See if this leaves this gap in play. So it did leave this gap here on the 1 minute chart. Well, yeah, it's technically still working on it. Got an imbalance here. Let's see where this next candle kind of closes. Would almost think, pretty sure it's going to come back and repaint this imbalance. So it could take an entry off the imbalance there, I think. So interesting here, we could either put our fill here at the 53, stop down at the 45. Seems okay. So we'll go ahead and do that. Uh, 53.50. Let's move this stop down. So trying to take a long here at the 53.50. I'm actually pretty convinced that it probably will repaint this imbalance. I got both orders at 53.50? No, I don't. Oh no. One at 53.25. Struggling to move these orders here. All right, that should be the entry. Like I said, I feel like it probably will pull back and repaint this imbalance, but can never tell. All right, I think that's right. So let's see what happens here. Probably target these swing highs here for the first target. And then, well, maybe a little higher than that. We'll target that one for those. So let's see if we get tagged in here or not. Like I said, I kind of feel like it might repaint this imbalance here, but might just leave it open. Not really any other fair value gaps there to speak of on the 1 minute. Let's check the 2 minute here. Two minute, we do have a gap a little higher. So we have a gap at 56 on the 2 minute. Let's just be patient here, see if we can get tagged in. It's too aggressive on that first entry. Don't want to have that happen again, so let's just see if it tags us in here or not. I don't see a reason to move it up yet, to be honest. So I mean, you could move it up on the 2 minute chart here, but there is an order block kind of on the 2 minute chart as well. But the order block has failed us once already. Not really failed us, I just read it wrong. All right, so it did leave an order block on the 2 minute chart here. So if it fails to get back below kind of like that 58.50 area, then we may move it up. So you can see it's leaving another gap here. This is where it kind of works on the brain here, because I'm like, man, it's going without me. Now we got to trust that it's going to come back. The ES already offered the entry. The NQ did not, as far as I can see. You get this pullback here. I'm trying to be as patient as I can be here. On the 2-minute chart, we kind of have the order block, like I said, right here in this 6150 area. So kind of in the same area that we have this one, a little higher. Kind of the top of this candle here to the bottom of this one. So I guess we could take an entry here at 66.75. Let's kind of see how it reacts to that gap there. I mean, I'd like to see it trade back into this order block at the very worst. But if it doesn't, if it kind of bounces out of here, we may just take a entry here with just one contract. Since I'd have to put my stop below the order block. All right, we'll take one here.
Order filled.
I'll put my stop below the order block at 56. Of course, as soon as I do it, it probably will trade back into it. So only long here, one contract at this point. So let's see what happens here. The idea was to take two, but seeing as I'm unsure, you know, if it's going to come back and visit this order block or not. If it does come back to visit the order block, we may add one, but it could just trade into this gap and go. So what we want to see is we want to see it pierce this swing high here, and then obviously this swing high here at the 80. Once it moves above the 80, 85 level, then we could consider going to break even potentially. All right, let's see what happens here. Again, if it trades back into the order block on the 2-minute chart, then we will we'll add one. But kind of an order block here on the 1-minute chart anyway, right there where we're at. So you have a fair value gap with an order block kind of above it. So we'll see. Let's see, I don't have... We can pull up the 2-minute chart here so you can kind of see what we're seeing on that chart. So we have an order block here. So we got our stop below it. Since it's a bit of a wider stop, I mean, I guess it's not that wide, 10 handles, 11 handles. I only felt comfortable taking one contract. So if we trade back into the order block, we'll probably add a second contract. But initial target will be this kind of swing high up here at 207. I guess that would be 40 handles. So that's an $800 trade with one contract. So we'll see if we can get it. We will see if we're offsides or not on this trade. Looking good for the breakout on the 15-minute chart. Probably go to break even once we break the 85 area. If we can get there, then we'll take the risk off on this trade at that point. And I may manage the apex trade a little differently than I do the top step. We'll see what happens, but we may manage that trade a little different. It's looking decent so far. We broke this swing high, so I do like that. Next up is this one, followed by this one. Did kind of leave an imbalance here. There's a volume imbalance right there at the 69.70 level. I think we want to see that imbalance left open, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, there's a bigger one there on the 1-minute chart. I mean, it could always come back down and repaint it, but let's see. We need about 10 more handles to the upside before we can kind of take the risk off here. Get up to that 85 level. We could potentially go ahead and move our stop to the bottom of this order block. But Let's just give it room here, see what happens. I mean, not a huge risk, $200. So coming back down towards that imbalance now. And this is the urge that I'm fighting, guys, to move my stop too soon, right? So normally I'd already have my stop at break even as soon as we're up $100. I'll just be like, okay, break even. Then what happens? Comes down, taps me out for break even, and phew, continues higher. So possible move up into that 44.29 area by the end of the day here, end of the night, potentially. On the ES, looks like. Got some liquidity resting up here at the 15,244 area on the Nasdaq. So may try our best to hold it if we can get there. But getting the breakout here on the 15-minute chart, looking good so far. ES pushing up also. It bounced off that 44.08 level that we said was kind of the bounce zone. We called that real time. And then, you know, potential move up to the 44.25 area. ES offered a nice entry before the Nasdaq did. So it looks like on the ES you'd be long from about the 44.10 area. You'd be up 3 handles or so right now. Just need the push here. ES is above the 20 SMA there on the 3-minute chart, approaching the VWAP. VWAP's at 44.16. See the VWAP here on the Nasdaq at about that 15,187 level. So looking to get this pushed through 85 here, and then we'll go to break even. Hey, Nutty, I don't know if you're still in here or not, but if you are, I got a question. How long does it take once you get your 7 days and $3,000 in profit for you to get your email from Apex? It's pretty quick. I think I heard you said one time it's usually like 15 minutes or so. This is kind of where I get nervous in a trade. We're in the green slightly, but not really much. Could still go against us here. And it makes me want to just move my stop, but I'll just leave it where it is. Moving the stop is what gets me in trouble, because then I leave money on the table that I shouldn't. Just like yesterday, how I mismanaged the silver bullet at 10 a.m. I could have got probably another somewhere between $300 and $500 more dollars, and frustrating moving the stop when you don't need to. Need to be more like Nutty and just let it ride, right? Don't move the stop. just let it go. So it's usually the evening of the 7th day. You have a cousin who's he passed 2 evals, and I think it's been, well, did you get the email yet? So you didn't get. He completed 1 eval, I think, on Tuesday. I don't think he's got the. Might even been Monday. So who knows? I guess he'll give it a little more time and see. All right, kind of bouncing around here, kind of chopping around, not really making any move yet. Repainted the imbalance there that it left. So let's see if this is the move up that we're waiting on here. Or if we're going to just get this pull back into the order block, see what happens. Repainted the imbalance, kind of bouncing out of there. That's nice to see. Like to see it get back above the swing high there, pierce that 80-85 level. Kind of clear out that fair value gap that we have over here to the side. Yeah, the funny thing about that is, Nutty, he started trading maybe, I don't know, 5-6 months after me, and he's already passed 2 evals, and I'm still working on it. Ain't that a kick in the pants? I'm happy for him. I'm just kidding. This is testing my patience this morning. This is not indicative of a low resistance liquidity run that I was looking for. This is fighting. The new beginner mindset. Yeah, he did kind of go heavy into his positions a little bit there, but with a shorter, I think he was targeting 5 to 10 handles on the NQ with a little bigger size. He's smart though. He's not trading. He didn't trade the FOMC or any of the other stuff. Hey John, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm using, the silver bullet there. You know, the idea of this trade is we have this order block here, created this fair value gap, bit of an order block here as well. So I took my entry here. I didn't, when it re-entered this gap, this top side gap here, thinking that at worst it might revisit the 50% level of this order block, but I don't think that it will. So I took my entry a bit higher. I could be wrong. It could come down, come all the way back down to this order block. It could even, you know, kind of come down to this gap here, but we'll see what happens. Kind of pulling back here now. If it pulls back into the order block, I'll probably add a second contract. So try to even it out here. So yeah. And we could just be offsides, who knows, right? Certainly could have got a better entry, looks like, but got impatient. Yeah. Nice. Well, so far it's kind of what we thought. It kind of touched this order block and bounced out of there. So it's kind of what we'd like to see. That really would have probably been the much, well, it's not a probably to it. Would have been a much better entry. So we have a fair value gap with the order block there. So I wouldn't expect it to trade through the order block. If it does, then obviously it'll hit our stop. And we will just be done. But let's see what happens. Like I said, I don't think it will, but what do I know? No idea. Guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button for me. It helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. And yeah, we appreciate it. So I hit that order block there, kind of bounced out of there. I'd like to see it take this swing high, followed by this one, and then up here, somewhere in this 85 level, we will we'll go ahead and move our stop to break even. I think we'd be clear to do that at that point, but you got to get there first. If you're new here or first time watching or you just joined, we're kind of targeting this swing highway up here at the 207 for a 40-point trade. You're in the same entry. Great. Maybe that's maybe that's good news for me. I don't know. Let's hope it's good news for both of us, right? That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted to be. You can see I kind of jumped the gun. No, I'm not funded, John. This is so on the left here we have the top step 2 account. On the right here we have the Apex account. So I'm in the 50K challenge, in a bit of drawdown on the Apex. I think what's my equity starting today? I think I was down 450 on the Apex. It's a new account though. And then this, I'm in step 2 of top step, and I was only $540 away from being funded. And then I, for whatever reason, decided to put a bracket order above and below on the CPI data, and I had a $100 stop loss on both contracts. I did 2 contracts, and it filled me and then stopped me out for $2,390, I believe. I'll show you here, kind of. We can throw this up here for a second so you can see. $2,388 loss, even though, you know, on top step there's only $1,000 in drawdown. So I was $557 away from meeting the target. I almost hit my drawdown here, but had a little $147 day yesterday. Just only took 2 trades on it, 1 winner, 1 loser. Shut it down. Figured I'd come back and try again today. So That's where we're at. Good job. You're in the 50K for 4 days. Nice. Yeah, I'm using Top Step and Apex. I like both of them. The only thing I don't like about Apex is the drawdown, the trailing drawdown, but it's not that big a deal if you just keep up with it, right? You just keep it in the back of your mind that it's there. It's not that big a deal, but it's the only thing I don't. It's not necessarily a not a like. It's just something extra for me to keep up with, and I'm already bad at that to begin with. So, all right. So this is finally kind of moving in the direction that we wanted it to here. Yeah, most people probably would have just reset the Top Step account there, only being $54 away from the drawdown, but not me. We're not doing that. We're 11 days into it, up into the 200 level there. How many contracts are you long here, John? I wanted to take 2, but didn't feel 100% about my entry. I took 2 here earlier and took a loss, $371. So, all right, as soon as we pierce through the 85 level here, we're going to go ahead and move our stop to break even. I feel like should be fine at that point to go to break even. 67.50 just so that we cover commissions, etc. And I may manage this trade here a little differently. And if this starts to come back, I may move it just below the order block here, but we'll see what happens. Should really just get right through here. Might trade back into that 78, 76 level before heading higher, but let's just see what happens. And like I said, so I may manage the Apex a little differently here because of the drawdown. It's not that big a deal with one contract. Thank you, Nutty. So far, it's going our way, right? So far. We'd like to see it push on up. We always want things to go faster than they actually go, right? So approaching the VWAP here on the, let's see where it is on the 3-minute chart. Where'd I get 3? So the VWAP is right here at 87 on the 3-minute chart. So I'd like to see it push right through there nice and strong, turn the VWAP into support to continue higher. And this is where I start to get a little antsy, guys. Because you see I'm down $371, $371, $372. And our P&L, we're up about what we're down. So, like, that's where I start to be like, I could just take this off for break even, right? But it's not how you have big trades. We got a target up here at the 15207, and we're going to try to hold it for at least that target. We may even move that higher if we show some strength here above the 200 level, if we can get there. John, looks like this trade's working out nicely for you too, man. Hopefully you were not in the red when you entered the trade like I was. Just shows my impatience. Did not wait for the setup. I don't know why I thought this, but it wasn't even 3 o'clock yet. You can see I entered at 2:56. Silver bullet's supposed to be between 3 and 4 a.m. and I entered 4 minutes early. Live and you learn, I guess. All right, kind of basing here at the VWAP. Want to see it punch on through here. Obviously, the VWAP's going to offer a little resistance. It's to be expected. There we go. Nice little punch through there. That's what we want to see. Now let's kind of turn that VWAP into support. Push up into that 95 level. So we're going to go ahead and lock in $80. It's not a lot, but we're going to go ahead and lock in $80 here on the Apex. So can't lose. But I'd like to see this push through that 200 level there strong would be nice. Turn this VWAP into support and continued higher. All right, John, you got 4 micros. You prefer to be regular with always the same money for the moment. Yeah. Yeah, that's me, John. Like that's my problem. So I took this loss here with 2 contracts, and then I took this entry with 1. And it always seems to, I always seem to do that. And the reason I did that was because, you know, I only got $1,000 daily loss limit on Top Step. So if I took another 10-point loser, which is basically what I was risking, it would be difficult to even make another trade with just $200 in drawdown left. And then also this account would be, you know, it would be blown basically. So had to stick with 1 contract. And I'm really wanting to lock in some profit here, to be honest, but I'm trying my best to give this the room that it needs to go, because I'm quite confident we're going to go and take out that swing high at least at 15,207. I usually take 2 minis. The micros, for whatever reason, I think Nutty can attest to this. When you trade the micros, especially on a single account, the monetary value for me just doesn't. I take trades that I shouldn't take because I'm like, oh, it's only X dollars. It's not a significant amount. Not saying that in a negative way. That's just my mindset. So I struggle to trade the micros. Plus, on Top Step, they only allow you to take 2 micros in step 2 at a time, which is kind of crazy to me, but that's their rules. All right, let's see what happens here at the VWAP. If this starts to show signs of reversal, we may just lock in some profit here. I don't really want to see this thing come back any further than this 85 level, 84. Want it to hold this VWAP and push on through there. I probably should be trading the micros, to be honest with you, but I don't. All right, we're going to move this up to 73.25. Locking in 6 handles at that point, so $120. I mean, obviously, if it comes back down to here, then it's a full-on reversal. So, getting a nice little push up here now. I keep moving this. Okay, I guess you guys can see that okay. Now, obviously, we know we'll have some resistance once we get to this 200 level. So we opened up here at 15,222 and just kind of sold off. No, actually, we opened a little higher, didn't we? No, we did open at 22. Yeah, so we just kind of moved up and then just sold off. Definitely want to see it hold the VWAP here. And here on the Apex account, I think I'm going to move my stop up to like I said, I'm probably going to manage the Apex account slightly different. 67, 77, 81. So that's $300. So locking in $300 there on the Apex account, somewhere, something like that. Want to see it hold the VWAP here. Got kind of a order block here at the VWAP as well. So if it trades back through the VWAP, then I wouldn't like it as much. Still looking good for this move to 207 right now, though. If it breaks through the VWAP and starts to come back down, if it pierces this 85 level, then we'll probably just take it off. So we want to see it hold that. Want to see it hold this VWAP level. Might get stopped out here on the Apex. Like I said, I'm being a little more aggressive moving my stop on the Apex account. Going to go ahead and lock in $225 on the top step as well. That's 20 handles above where we're currently at. So if it revisits this gap, then it's probably just a full-on reversal. Like I said, if we don't hold the VWAP here and we trade below 80, I'm probably just going to kill it. Probably not the best idea, but I think that could be a sign of reversal. I like this here to continue higher. I mean, we traded through this fair value gap, but this is where so stopped out on the Apex there. $320. So down $54 on the Apex. Trying to give this the room it needs, but man, it's not holding the VWAP there. That I don't like that. All right, traded back into there. Now it's kind of bouncing out. So I don't want to give back much on the Apex account because of the drawdown. So, I mean, like I said, I do feel like it's going to go higher, but you just, you know, don't want to give anything back on that account. And it kind of ticked me out there. Man, I guess I should have noticed that that 20 SMA was there. I should have put it a little bit. Probably should have put the stop right below that 20 SMA now that I look at it. Actually, no, I did have it there. Yeah, so it is what it is. Still in it on the top step account, though. Still in it on the top step account. Really want to see this thing just go. Get back up here and just push up to this 200 level here. I think I'm going to move my stop up here to 81.75 because if it pierces this swing low that it created, then, you know, it's potentially a sign of weakness there. So we'll be locking in, what is that, 24 handles, I think. 77. No, I can't count. That's 15 handles, $300. 14 handles, actually. It's a 280. If it didn't hold the VWAP this time, we may just kill this. I don't want to, even though I think it has the potential to continue higher, it probably will. These are the moments that I struggle. This is really, really where I struggle. Because I want to put it up there. I want to take and put it right here, but at the same time, it's like, man, I really want this full trade. I want the full profit all the way up at 07. I keep forgetting I'm not even on the 3-minute chart. Let me see here. Let me switch over to the 3-minute chart because I like using the 3-minute chart a little better. There we go. So on the 3-minute chart, it really is, you know, we did wick down here. All right. Seems a little stronger looking on the 3-minute chart here. Forgot I had switched it over to the 2-minute. All right, I might get stopped out here. It's got to hold this level here. If it doesn't hold this level, I'm going to kill it. All right, I'm just going to take it off there. It's probably going to trade back into this gap and then potentially move higher. But this is where I struggle, and I mean, I openly admit it. If I had taken 2 contracts here, I would have taken one off probably here at the VWAP, locked in, you know, the $400, and then you could just let the other one, you just leave the other one at break even and let it go. But since we only used 1 contract, kind of made it kind of tough for me there. So that puts us down $108 on the top step during this here London session and 54 on the apex, which I'm okay with. Should be profit, but I made this boneheaded entry here, so can't go back now, right? Not much you can do now. And this will probably trade back into this level and then possibly to this swing high here and then bounce out, being my luck. But this looks kind of reversely to me. I don't like on the 15-minute chart how it's kind of, you know, it's looking reversely. See how we made this, we wicked above the VWAP and now we're just pulling back into it. So maybe not the worst decision in the world there to get rid of it. Lock in some profits. Feels bad only getting 265 when we were up like 500-ish, around $500. What were we? Went all the way up to 94. We were long from 67, 77, 87. Yeah, so we were up around $500 on the trade, and we only took 265, but definitely looking like the right decision at this moment. So, still took, 13 handles out of the market there. Not horrible. And then over here we took 67.83, 16 handles out of the market. So it's fine. Should have been using 2 contracts there to keep my risk to reward correct, but did not feel great about my entry. And this is where your entry is important as well, because it did trade back into this fair value gap. And if we switch back over to the 2-minute chart here, we can see, had I been a bit more patient, the entry, it traded right into this order block. This is the order block, and you can see to the tick, traded right into it. So I should have my order resting at 15,161. And if we're long from 161 and we get a high of 94, it's a much better trade there, 33 handles. So not going to be perfect every time. I'm okay with being, virtually break even. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, hit the bell notification so you get notified when I go live. I do go live every morning from 3 to 4 for the Silver Bullet setup. And then we're live again at 9:20 a.m. to about 11 a.m. looking for the Silver Bullet setup for the morning session. I did hit the Silver Bullet setup yesterday for around $500, just 1 contract. That's going to do it for me this evening, though. We will see you guys later on in the morning here. Appreciate you watching.